Most people over 60 have no idea that the position they sleep in every single night could be quietly affecting their heart. Not your diet, not your exercise, just your sleeping position. And what researchers have found over the last several years might completely change the way you go to bed tonight. Because in long-term observations of older adults, one simple habit, something people never think about, was linked to more nighttime heart problems. And almost no one talks about it. If you're over 60, this is something you'll want to understand. When we think about heart health, we usually focus on the obvious things. What we eat, how much we walk, whether we take our medications on time. But there's one area that often gets completely ignored: what happens during sleep. You spend 6, 7, sometimes 8 hours in the same position every night. That's not a small amount of time. That's thousands of hours every single year where your body is in a fixed position and your heart is still working continuously. So the real question is, does that position support your heart, or does it quietly make things harder? In a long-term observational study conducted in South Korea, researchers followed more than 2,000 adults over the age of 60 across several years. The region they studied is known for having a high number of long-living individuals, which made it an ideal place to observe aging and heart health over time. The researchers used sleep tracking systems and cardiac monitoring devices to understand how people slept and what was happening inside their bodies during the night. They measured heart rhythm, blood pressure, oxygen levels, and overall cardiac activity while people slept in their natural environment, not in a lab for just one night, but over extended periods of time. And gradually, a pattern started to appear. People who regularly slept on their right side showed more signs of cardiac stress during sleep compared to those who slept on their left side or on their back. Not slightly more, noticeably more. Even after adjusting for other factors like age, diet, exercise, medications, body weight, and medical history, the sleep position itself continued to stand out as a meaningful variable. This didn't mean that every person sleeping on their right side would develop a problem, but it did suggest that over time, this position might create additional strain on the heart, especially in older adults. To understand why this happens, we need to go back to something very simple: how your heart is positioned inside your body. Your heart is not centered in your chest. It sits slightly to the left side, between your lungs. This is important because when you lie down, gravity begins to influence how your organs and blood vessels settle within your body. Now imagine lying on your right side. Your body shifts and gravity pulls everything downward. The heart, which is already positioned slightly left, now experiences a different orientation. Surrounding tissues, blood vessels, and even the weight of nearby structures can create subtle pressure changes. You don't feel this happening. It's not painful. It's not obvious, but your body responds to it. When researchers looked more closely at what happens internally during right-side sleeping, they observed several consistent changes. Blood returning to the heart can become slightly less efficient. The heart may need to work a little harder to maintain normal circulation. Pressure on certain vessels can increase, and in some cases, irregular heart rhythms appeared more frequently during these periods. These are small changes, but the key idea is this: they happen repeatedly, night after night. Now, for someone younger, the body usually adapts very easily. The cardiovascular system is flexible and resilient. But after age 60, things begin to change. Blood vessels become stiffer, arteries lose some of their elasticity, the heart's ability to respond to stress becomes slightly reduced. Circulation becomes more sensitive to changes in pressure and position. This means the body has less room to compensate. So something that might not matter at age 30 or 40 can start to matter more at 60 or 70. Researchers studying cardiovascular aging often refer to this as a reduction in cardiac reserve, which simply means the heart has less extra capacity to handle stress. When that reserve is lower, even small inefficiencies, like subtle changes in blood flow during sleep, can have a greater impact over time. This is why the findings around sleep position are so interesting. It's not about a single night, it's about what happens over years. Now here's where it gets even more important. When researchers compared right-side sleeping to left-side sleeping, they found that the left side often showed more favorable conditions for the heart. When you sleep on your left side, the heart is positioned in a way that allows blood to flow more naturally through major vessels. The pressure on surrounding structures is reduced, circulation tends to be more efficient, and the heart does not have to work as hard to maintain steady blood flow. In simple terms, your body is working with your natural anatomy instead of against it. Think of it like water flowing through a pipe. If the pipe is straight and supported, the flow is smooth and steady. But if there's pressure or bending, the flow becomes less efficient. Your circulatory system works in a very similar way. In fact, other research in cardiovascular physiology has shown that body position can influence blood flow dynamics, including how blood returns to the heart and how effectively it is pumped out to the rest of the body. Studies using monitoring devices during sleep have demonstrated that even small positional changes can affect heart rate variability and circulation patterns. Now, this doesn't mean left-side sleeping is a cure or a treatment. It's simply a supportive habit, one that may give your heart a small but meaningful advantage over time. And that's the key idea here. Most health improvements don't come from one big dramatic change. They come from small, consistent habits repeated every day. Sleep position is one of those habits. So how do you actually make this change if you've been sleeping on your right side for years? First, start with awareness. Simply notice how you fall asleep and how you wake up. There's no need to force anything right away. Second, when you wake up during the night, and most people do at least once, gently reposition yourself onto your left side. This begins to train your body. Third, use simple support. Place a pillow behind your back to prevent rolling over. You can also place a pillow between your knees to make the position more comfortable and stable. Fourth, give it time. Your body has habits built over years, so this change won't happen overnight. But within a few weeks, many people find that left side sleeping begins to feel more natural. And over time, it can become your default position without even thinking about it. This is especially worth trying if you have high blood pressure, experience occasional palpitations, or have a history of heart-related concerns. It's also relevant if heart disease runs in your family, because small preventive habits can become very valuable over the long term. But even if none of these apply to you, this is still a simple way to support your body, because when you step back and think about it, you spend nearly 1/3 of your life sleeping. That's thousands of hours in the same position. So even a small improvement during that time can add up in a meaningful way. At this stage of life, health is not about extreme changes. It's about smart, gentle, consistent habits. Supporting your energy, maintaining your independence, taking care of your body in ways that are simple and sustainable. And sometimes the most powerful changes are the easiest ones. So tonight, when you go to bed, try something different. Turn gently onto your left side. Adjust your pillow so you feel supported and comfortable. Don't worry about doing it perfectly. Just try. Because your heart is working for you every second of your life, even while you sleep. And giving it the right position, even for a few extra hours each night, might be one of the simplest ways to support it. While left-side sleeping benefits everyone over 60, certain populations should prioritize this transition immediately. Diagnosed heart conditions. Anyone with coronary artery disease, heart failure, previous heart attack, or known arrhythmias should discuss sleep position with their cardiologist and implement left-side sleeping promptly. High blood pressure. Hypertension, especially poorly controlled hypertension, benefits significantly from the blood pressure reductions associated with left-side sleeping. Sleep apnea. While primarily a breathing disorder, sleep apnea also stresses the cardiovascular system. Left-side sleeping can reduce this stress. Frequent palpitations. People who experience nighttime palpitations or irregular heartbeats may find substantial relief from position change alone. Family cardiac history. Strong family history of heart disease, even without personal diagnosis, suggests genetic predisposition that makes preventive measures like sleep position particularly valuable. Small changes, repeated consistently, can lead to meaningful differences over time. And this is one of those changes.